Okay, let's talk about one of the most nerve-wracking conversations you can have, the job interview. Today, we're going to crack the code. We are breaking down 5 very specific things you can say to build real connection, stand out from the crowd, and, most importantly, get that job offer. Let's dive in.
I mean, seriously, what if you could walk into your next interview feeling confident, not anxious? What if you had a secret playbook? That's exactly what we're going over today. This is your roadmap to turning that interview into an offer. You know, the first thing you have to get right in your head is that an interview isn't some pop quiz meant to trip you up. It's not. It's just a conversation. A very structured conversation, for sure. But once you learn its unwritten rules, you can start leading the dance instead of just trying to follow along. So, how do we crack this thing? Well, we've boiled it all down into a 5-point playbook. And these aren't just random tips, okay? These are real strategic moves that will help you shift the dynamic and put you in the driver's seat. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to cover asking great questions, being flexible, using their own words back to them, how to handle those really tough questions, and finally, just showing you actually want the job. Let's jump right into the first one. First up, asking great questions. And listen, this is way more than just that awkward moment at the very end when they ask, "So, any questions for us?" This is about being an active participant from the get-go. Instead of asking about, vacation days, ask something that shows you're already thinking about crushing it in the role. A question like this? It's an absolute game changer. It's forward-thinking, it's results-oriented, and it actually gets them picturing you doing the job. So why does this work so well? What's the psychology here? Well, a question like that proves you're not just looking for a job, you're looking for the right job, where you can really make an impact. It totally transforms the interview from an interrogation into a collaboration. All right, our second tip is all about being easy to work with. Your goal is simple. Be the easiest candidate for them to hire. Trust me, hiring managers are juggling a million things, and a candidate who's accommodating is like a breath of fresh air. You know, a simple line like this can do wonders. It just signals that you're low maintenance and cooperative. You're basically showing them you're not going to be a difficult employee before you even have the job.
Now, here's the crucial point. Being flexible on logistics, things like start dates or when to schedule the next call, builds up so much goodwill. But, and this is a big but, let's be super clear. This flexibility is for logistics. When it comes time to talk money, that is a whole different negotiation.
Okay, this next tip, it's a little bit of a Jedi mind trick, but it is so incredibly powerful. You need to use their words. Every company, every team has its own lingo and buzzwords. Your mission is to dig them out of the job description and weave them right into your answers. Just look at the difference here. The generic answer is fine, I guess. I'm a good team player. Okay, but the tailored answer? I excel at cross-functional collaboration and am driven to achieve our key performance indicators. Whoa. See the difference? One sounds like you're reading a script. The other sounds like you already work there. This all comes down to a psychological principle called mirroring. When the interviewer hears their own words, their own phrases coming out of your mouth, their brain subconsciously starts to see you as one of them, part of the in-group. It makes their decision to hire you just feel right. Of course, before you even get a chance to use their words in the interview, your resume has to get past the first gatekeeper. And that gatekeeper is not a person. It's the applicant tracking system, or ATS. It's the software that scans your resume for those exact keywords we were just talking about. And here's a stat that should scare you. A staggering 75% of resumes get automatically rejected by these bots before a human ever even sees them. 75%. It doesn't matter how perfect you are for the job if your resume can't even get through the filter. And that is exactly where today's sponsor, MobileCV.ai, comes in. It's an AI tool built to solve this exact problem. You can literally take any document, your old resume, your LinkedIn profile, and it turns it into a perfectly formatted ATS-optimized CV in about 60 seconds. It makes sure you have the right keywords to sail past those bots. And the best part? No monthly subscription. You get 3 free credits to start just to see how powerful it is for yourself. All right, let's get back to the playbook. You're in the hot seat, the interview's going well, and then boom, they hit you with a question you just don't know the answer to. Your mind goes blank. What do? You use the smart deflection. This phrase right here, this is your secret weapon. It is polite, it's confident, and most importantly, it buys you precious seconds to actually think. It is so much better than just stumbling over your words or blurting out, I don't know. Just think about everything this little phrase does. First, you're complimenting their question, and who doesn't like that? Second, you're showing that you're calm and composed under pressure. And third, you're giving yourself the time you need to come up with a great answer instead of a conversation-killing dead end. And now for our final tip. This one might be the most overlooked of all. You have to explicitly show them you want the job. It sounds so obvious, right? But you would not believe how many amazing candidates walk out of an interview without ever actually saying it. Look, don't just assume they know you're interested because you showed up. At the end of the interview, you have to say something direct. A clear statement like this removes any and all doubt. It shows you're enthusiastic and that you've been actively picturing yourself on their team.
The reason this is so critical is simple. Hiring managers want to hire people who actually want to be there. When you come right out and say it, you immediately separate yourself from all the other candidates who are just kicking tires. You're making their decision easier by showing them you're a sure thing.
So there you have it, your 5-point playbook for your next interview. Ask great questions, be flexible, use their language, handle the tough moments with a smart deflection, and flat out tell them you want the job. Master these, and you'll completely change the game. So as you get ready for your next big opportunity, I want you to think, which one of these plays are you going to focus on? You don't have to do all 5 at once. Just pick one. Try it out. I promise you, you will be amazed at the difference it makes.